where do you go with the beauty? You know what I mean? Like the beauty part of it. Because there's people that are very vanidosa, very, into their looks. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to be the 80-year-old woman with the fillers, with the BBL, if that's what I like.
Welcome to Mama's Playground. This is Darlene.
And this is Monica.
And it is a really, really nice week in South Florida. It's chilly. It's great.
You've got your shoulders out.
I know. And super high on moisturizer because my skin gets super dry when it's, this time when it's colder and all that. Yeah, if I was living like in, I don't know, New York, Chicago, Virginia, I would have like bottles of moisturizer all over the place. So
you're just getting, which is, it's fitting for what we're going to be talking about, right?
Yes.
Because today we're going to be talking about, not skincare, but the overall beauty standards, right? Especially for women that are getting a little bit more mature.
I like it. Not aging.
Not aging, but
maturing.
That we're maturing, yes, as women, in our, I want to say early 40s, right?
Oh, we're aging beautifully.
We're aging beautifully, yes. At least I like to think so, right?
I have to say, I've always, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel that because a lot of people say, like Latinas or people, that we live in, I don't know, warmer climates, our skin, because there's so much humidity, our skin maintains, stays better looking than, women that are like in these cold areas where they don't moisture their skin. And I remember being in California and it's so dry there and I would feel it. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm sure.
Where did these lines come from? Yeah.
I think it's like a catch-22. Mm-hmm. It's too humid. You're either sweaty all the time. But you know what? Of course, you stay a little bit more hydrated, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But it comes down to everything that you do, like the beauty standards, right? Like, let's say now, as women in our 40s, now you're seeing so many people. There's so many different things out there right now for everything, not just skin, like everything. Like, I was just looking the other day on social media, the thing of like the BBLs. And I think I mentioned it to you, like, what the hell is a BBL?
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's the Brazilian butt lift, right? And they're doing like these mommy makeovers, right?
But they sell like leggings for that, though.
Dude, but this is like, no. And I'm watching these doctors, like the surgeons on social media that show the before and afters. And so many women commenting, oh my God, please book me for my appointment, this and that. Like I want to do it. And I mean, they basically reshape your whole body to make it look like, I want to say you look like Kim Kardashian when you come out of these BBLs, right?
Okay, I actually do know 2 women that have done that, now that you say it.
Have you?
And this is the thing, it looks fake.
It does, but they like it.
But hey, if they're happy, if the man likes it.
No, and if you're happy, look, I'm all for it, honestly. I don't knock anybody. If that's what you like and that's what you're into, great. You do what you need to do and you do what you feel best doing, right? I just feel like the beauty standards now, it's like either, especially here in South Florida, right? South Florida is very vanidoso, I want to say, because we have a lot of Latins here.
Exactly. I was thinking about that without like saying anything in particular, but yeah.
We have a lot of people, and it's okay. You want to maintain the youthfulness. You want to have the curves. You want to have the nice skin. You want to have the nice hair. I get it. I'm all for it,
If it makes you happy, go for it.
Go for it. But like, how far are you willing to go to keep yourself looking youthful, because obviously as you age and as we get a little bit older, you start getting canas. Canas,
claro.
Gray hair is actually, it's hereditary.
When did you start getting yours?
Oh my God, in my 20s.
Oh.
I have to dye my roots every 3 to 4 weeks.
And do you go to a salon or you go to Walgreens?
No, I go to a salon. Are you kidding me? I go to a salon because I'm like, I don't see the back of my head, And I did that during COVID. I did my own and I got used to it for a while, but then I would miss like a little piece back here. And I was like, no, I'd rather have somebody do it. So I do go to a salon to have it done. But again, it's certain things, right? It's like upkeep, it's maintenance. But it's like, where do you say, because everybody is an individual and everybody says, I'm willing to do this. And other people are like, I'm not willing to do this. Like, where do we say, we are fine aging and we should feel comfortable aging, and the fine lines that we get in our eyes and our foreheads and this and that are wisdom lines, and it's just the beautiful part of aging? Or do you say, hell no? Because I've seen people, hell no, I'm not going to age. I'm going to be 80 and And
also, you have to be careful for these women that they say, no, I'm not going to age, because sometimes when you go to all these other, remedies and start doing stuff in your face and stuff like that, you're actually starting to it looks bad.
you start looking
Looking older by trying to look younger.
Yeah.
So it's you have to, ¿cómo se dice? Welcome it, I guess, with be ready, do your routine the way you normally do, maybe change products, but I mean, we're all going to get there.
We're all going to get there. We're all going to
Yeah.
get there. And obviously, there's so many different techniques and methods and all that to keep yourself, between surgery and wanting to sculpt your body and Botox and Juvederm and fillers and,
This is so funny. So I did Juvederm, but I got paid to do it. Really good money, because I was in LA, and so I went to this audition process, and so they chose me to for the lines here.
Yeah.
My smile. I've had these lines because
you smile a lot.
I see pictures of me in 9th grade, and I had these lines at 9th grade.
But it's because you smile a lot.
So these are my smiling lines. So anyway, so I said, okay, they're going to do it. They're going to pay for it. I'm going to get paid. So I'm like, let's try it. It doesn't seem like it's going to hurt.
It's a filler, right?
It's a filler. So I did it. I did it twice because it was like a process of 4. We had to go through 4 injections. So I went through 2.
Okay.
I had to stop because I found that I was pregnant.
Okay.
And I remember being like, oh my God, I'm going to lose $10,000 that were going to be the second part of the project. I'm like, what do I do? Should I tell them? What do I do?
Should I just do it?
Should I just do it? It's $10,000. And I'm like, this baby's not even born yet, and it's already costing me $10,000. So obviously, for the sake of, my pregnancy, I had to
tell them and stop.
They didn't. They said, there's no test done. We don't know if it could harm a baby or it could harm somebody, that's pregnant, which for me was weird because it's this is more targeted to women. How do you not have a research done about it? Anyway, so they didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to risk it, so I got out. But I did the Juvederm. I don't know if I would do it again, to be honest.
You see, for me, I haven't done anything.
But then again, I hate these lines.
Well,
here.
the 11s. So okay, so let's bring it back, because now obviously with social media, it's in your face all day long of what a beautiful should look like. People are putting filters. Now you have and now you don't know what's real, what's not real. It's what up to where do you go with the beauty? You know what I mean? The beauty part of it, because there's people that are very vanidosa, very into their looks, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna be the 80-year-old woman with the fillers, with the BBL if that's what I like, with the just everything done because I don't want to age. And obviously, aging is kind of scary for some people.
Yeah, of course.
And I actually started thinking of this the other day. I'm like, man, I'm going to be 43. And I look at myself in the mirror, and when I see that I have the little bit of the 11s, or I don't
see your 11s.
It depends.
I have 111 probably on my forehead. 1, 2, 3.
And I have the little the crow's feet and all that.
No,
I'm
you
like,
don't.
I'm like, I do. I have it. You just can't see it because I'm pale. You know what I mean? So it's it kind of hides in there. Pero you say to yourself, up to where? Up to where do we go with this?
What's the most you would do?
No, you know what? I don't knock anything. I will never say never to anything because I don't know. Everything changes.
Okay.
Right now, I think if I was to do anything, I probably would do Botox or a little bit of this on my forehead.
On
the forehead because I hate those lines that come out.
Yeah.
But obviously,
I can't. Honestly, I'm sitting in front of you and I can see one.
No, I have them. It's the lighting. People.
Okay.
But I would love. I probably would do that. I would keep up maybe with facials, for the face, right? Because the face is the first thing that people see, and that's the thing that obviously ages the most. Would be maybe the facials and keeping hydrated, and then possibly doing the Botox.
How often should you have a facial? I haven't had a facial probably in over 6-7 years.
I think they said something about at least once every 3 months.
Really?
Yeah, they said something about cleaning out your pores. I remember talking to a lady. I have gone to do my facials. I haven't gone recently. But she was like, at least try to come once every 3 months. If you could come once a month, awesome. But she's like, but some people don't need it that often, you know? It just depends on your skin.
And that's the thing that we've talked about here in the episode. As moms, we cater so much to our kids, and we're so, you know, on top of their things, their schedule, their, you know, activities, their school, their homework, their social life, because they have a huge social life. And we forget about us. And that's one thing that I have to, you know what, when I leave here today, I'm going to get an appointment. I'm going to get a facial before I take Luna to another dance class.
It's true. It's true. It's like, you know, I think, you know, obviously you feel your best when you look in the mirror and you see yourself and you go, my God, I look good. Like I am in my 40s, but you know what? I don't look like I'm in my 40s. I look like I'm in my mid 30s, you know? So I think it's something that obviously people have to, not have to, because there's people that don't care. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, I'm going to bring up something that I saw the other day, that I saw a couple of actresses. I think there was like 6 actresses. One was like a model back in the day. Her name was Paulina. She was like a
Shakobikova? No.
Something like that. Something like that.
I think isn't that Enrique Iglesias' wife?
No. That's Anna Kurtz.
Anna
whatever.
Okay,
the tennis star.
Yeah.
No, Paulina something. And she was a model. I think it was like for Victoria's Secret and all that stuff. And she came out. She will not dye her hair. She has all the gray hair. She will not. She has wrinkles. This is a beautiful woman. Like, if you would have seen her back in the day, you're like, oh my God, she was a supermodel, you know? But she's like, I am not. I am going to age gracefully. And then you see people going on the comments saying, you look horrible.
No.
Go ahead and like, you should dye your hair. Like, what is that? Like, how are you letting? Well, this is where I go. Like, okay, so why is it that we have to, you know, keep up with like the Joneses, or keep up with what society is saying as far as what's beautiful? And then, you know, the person that decides not to gets the backlash. Like, why do you have to have to do something that you don't want to?
You
like,
don't have to.
Every person is entitled to do whatever they want. You want that freaking BBL with the big ass that Kim Kardashian has, and, you know, do it. But you also don't want to do that. You also don't want to dye your hair. Yeah, you might not look the best, but you know what? That's that person's prerogative. You know what I mean?
I mean, and people just have to stop. I hate that. I hate that people will go on social media under somebody's picture and say that. You don't know if this person, I don't know, they have cancer, or they have a situation where they can't dye their hair.
Yeah.
I mean, and
or they're allergic.
Or they just don't want to. Let me tell you, I love when Fabian's gray hairs are, I'm like, I love that.
But that's different. That's different. This is what I tell you. Men, salt and pepper hair, it's like, beautiful. And then us women decide to do the salt and pepper hair, and not all of us can pull it off.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
I started like picking them up, the gray hair, and then finally it's like, okay. But yeah, I gotta be honest, I am doing the CVS and Walgreens.
Like something. Well, but you do it yourself, which is great.
I do the highlights. I do them myself, and yeah. And so, what's your skincare routine?
So for me, for instance, like I usually, unless I fall asleep before then, but I'm typically good at like cleaning my face, right? I wash it with like a scrub. I have the old scrubs. I don't know if you guys remember the Ives. I always say Ives.
Ives, the apricot.
The apricot
I love
scrub.
That one. Yes.
The apricot scrub. So I scrub my face, like the exfoliator. Then I put
every day.
I do, yeah. I exfoliate every day my face.
I don't know if you're supposed to.
I don't care, but I do it, okay? As of right now, it hasn't,
or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
It hasn't done anything for, like, you know, anything drastic for me, so I do it.
Okay.
So I do that, and then I put, like, I have, like, what was that? I used to use La Mer, which was super expensive, but then I stopped using it, and now I'm using the Clarins. So I use a Clarins like wrinkle cream, and then I have this thing for the under eyes, and then I put my Vaseline, like I exfoliate my lips and I put Vaseline on my lips.
Of course, because you have the best vanity section in your I went to her bathroom and I'm like, oh, she has like the light, the mirror, the chair.
I did that for myself.
I'm like, I was doing my shit today in Luna's bathroom, like with the owls and the flowers and the butterflies.
I did that in December. I was like, I'm gonna get myself, there's a little space in my bathroom, I'm gonna get myself a cheap little vanity, I'm gonna set it up, and I'm gonna start taking care of myself, because the truth is, one feels better when you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, oh, I look good. Like, I don't look tired, or I don't look super old. Like, and people say, oh, how old are you? 37? Oh, yes, I'm 37. You know, I like that. Who doesn't like to get that compliment, you know? Yeah. So for me, it's like, yes, I do feel upkeeping is like I think it's not a should, because you don't have to do anything you don't want to, but it is part of life. And I think that if you keep up with a routine, you don't have to necessarily go to Botox and all that stuff. Like, you can age gracefully.
Yep. And, yeah. And another thing, there's, again, you said like Clarins, and there's so many different brands, beauty products over there, and so many brands that, to be honest, again, oh my God, they're going to be like, Darlene, it's so cheap. But I can't, right now, I can't afford that. I can't. So I go and I get like my L'Oreal, my Neutrogena, my Lancome.
But that's fine.
But it works. And if you've heard of Pond's. Yeah. Pond's is super cheap. And that's what our grandmothers used to use to wash their face. And you know what? So you don't have to also spend big bucks in products. It's about finding one that works for you.
Listen, my sister had a friend, I'll never forget. And I mean, if my dermatologist heard me saying this, she'd be like, what are you doing saying that? That is not what you're supposed to be doing. But anyways, she swore on preparation H on her wrinkles. And she's like 50 something. That lady doesn't have any wrinkles. She's never done Botox. She's never done anything. And she's aged so nicely.
Preparation H for
hemorrhoids.
Wrinkles.
Like the one for the hemorrhoids.
But she puts it in.
She puts it on the, and she's like, no, you don't understand. I've been using that since like I was in my 20s. I was like, really? Dude, she has no fine lines. And if she does, they're so minimal that I'm like, should I start using like hemorrhoid cream on my forehead?
Of course. I'm going to get it.
I know. And if I tell my dermatologist, she's going to go, what are you doing? That has this and this and this is going to burn your skin. But dude, the girl's skin looks good.
Well, if it burns, then I know not to use it again. But at least I try. Another one thing that I try to do, it's the sleeping patterns, right? You don't want your chest to get wrinkled. They say it looks bad. So now I sleep like this, up,
like facing up, and your arms stretched out?
Well, not like that, but kind of like the dead position, which is scary. Okay. But yeah, I sleep like that. And because you want to turn around sometimes. Yeah. So I kind of I turn around and I kind of move my boob this way.
So you don't get wrinkles? Boob wrinkles.
Yeah. So yeah, it's me sleeping. It's like an octopus. I'm trying.
Guys, and no sun. The sun. Like when you get too much sun, that's what I've seen when people age immensely, is when they get too much sun and they don't protect themselves from the sun. So one thing my dermatologist did tell me is Monica, you're in your 40s. I also have a lot of freckles, and she's like, the skin damage that you have from the sunbathing that you thought you were gonna get tan in my 20s, which I never obviously got tan because my skin is not like that. She's like, that is what ages you even further. So it's what do we do to keep graceful? I mean, there's so many things. Yeah. There's so many things. There's just start with the small things then. Facials, the creams. You can even do coconut oil to keep hydrated.
There's so many things. It's a matter of knowing what your skin type is, knowing what you need, and knowing you don't have to spend big bucks on whatever it is that you need for your face. I just started recently just to be updated with new products and all that on TikTok.
What?
I'm such a teenager. I went on TikTok and looking for beauty products, and I found this thing that I just ordered. It's the e.l.f. Lip oil. Okay. Which is I guess a trend now, and then they were comparing it, the e.l.f. versus the Clarins.
Clarins, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I ordered one. I'm like, okay, this is what the younger ones are doing. So it's about doing whatever makes you happy, staying up to date, and knowing that you can have good skin without spending a lot of money.
No, and also one thing.
Water.
And a lot of water. That's one of the big things. And also, don't compare yourself. I'll tell you why.
Yes.
There's some people that just age beautifully. I want to say your melanin girls, the ones with the dark skin, don't age as much as us girls.
I know. Their skin are flawless.
I'm telling you, I remember going to Orlando one day, our waitress, she had the most beautiful skin. And I looked at her and I was like, what do you do? She's like, nothing, I just moisturize. I was like,
jeans.
The jeans.
It's the jeans.
It's the jeans. They I don't know. It's just, we age. We age. Yeah. And their skin stays so beautiful, without wrinkles, without I don't know. It's crazy. So obviously, it's the little things, right? Mm-hmm. It's the small steps that you take at nighttime, at least to remove your makeup. Yeah. Your cream, your, whatever creams you can find or afford at this point, right? Or even natural stuff from Whole Foods. Yep. And if not, and if you want to go a little bit of the extra mile, obviously there is good doctors out there. I want to say, I like to keep it natural though. I don't like the thing where you look like,
But if doing your fillers and your Botox makes you happy, then go for it. If keeping your grays out makes you happy, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. My dermatologist, she's in her 50s. She looks so good. Her skin looks so good. And you would never be able to tell the stuff that she's got done to her face because she does it naturally. So there's so many ways to keep yourself young and beautiful. And you know what, ladies? Don't worry if you're in your 40s. We are aging gracefully.
It's about put a smile.
Yes.
Be happy. So if you have any advice, any
beauty
products,
advice,
any beauty advice, let us know. We are on Instagram, mamas.playground.
Yeah.
And we're on TikTok. And of course we are now because we're trying to stay young.
Definitely.
All right. So thank you so much for tuning in and we will see you next week.
Yes. Ciao. Bye.